Hi, and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. This is the 12-inch Spider-Man figure from Marvel Legends, and he comes with a whole bunch of hands. As you can see, closed fist hands, gripping hands. You've got a nice Peter Parker head sculpt here, as well as obviously the masked head that's on the figure, and you've also got this kind of half unmasked head with a nice little grin there. Now I've got to say a huge thank you to my friend RDJ Custom Creations. Check him out on Instagram. I'll put a link in the description of this video for sending me over this figure to take a look at. Now the only detail that I can really notice that's different than the 6-inch version is this one has got little web shooters there on his wrists. Apart from that, the articulation and the movement of the figure is pretty much the same as a 6-inch figure. Now the mask is slightly different. There's a bit more kind of facial detail underneath the mask. It's a bit more angular. But essentially it's very similar to the 6-inch figures. There's one more significant difference that I have noticed, and that is the feet. The feet have got toe articulation, which is not something we see on the 6-inch figures anymore since the Toy Biz days. Now this 12-inch line is kind of a forgotten line by Hasbro. They released half a dozen or so figures, including this Spider-Man and a symbiote black-suited Spider-Man. They kind of peg warmed in shops and they ended up in discounted shops, and now they've become a bit of a collector's item, and people have them sitting at home, but then other people like myself are now chasing after them, trying to get their hands on them. Spider-Man, however, is one of the more sought after and has definitely held his price. His price has gone up and he is quite hard to get hold of at a semi-decent price. I'm really grateful for RDJ sending him over to look at, because Spider-Man was definitely one of the ones on my list as a main figure that I wanted to pick up, but actually having him in hand, he's not as impressive as some of the others. Because of the nature of his suit, there's not a huge amount of detail. He's basically just a standard body type. Now the alternate heads are very detailed, they are very nice, but they are very similar to those that we've had in the 6-inch line. Unlike some of the other characters like Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, that have a lot more detail in their actual body mould, Spider-Man unfortunately is just a human shape, just a male shape. So he is cool as a Spider-Man figure and obviously a must for sort of any real Spider-Man fans, but he's not one I'm going to chase before some of the others. Let's have a look at him compared to some of the other lines, so some of the other sizes. So this is obviously the 12-inch one. Now I've got him into a pose so that I can have the whole figure in the shot, because being 12 inches, my camera setup here is made for 6-inch figures, because that's predominantly what I collect. So let's just move him around a little bit. Like the posing, the articulation and the ability to pose him is quite good. He's got all the articulation that you would expect in the same places that you would expect it, obviously with the added bonus of that toe articulation. So you can get him into some cool poses, and he would definitely make a good display piece. However, this is the kind of the most inventive pose I could come up with at the moment, just so that I could compare him to some of the other Marvel Legends lines. I think what they could have done is maybe just raised the web lines or something, just to give him a little bit more detail, or put texture into his suit maybe. That probably would have sold it a little bit more for me. But he is what he is. He's a 12-inch Spider-Man figure with the articulation and the moulding that is known by Hasbro. I think if I was to compare him to any of the 6-inch Marvel Legends Spider-Man, he's most like the Pizza Spider-Man, the pizza body mould, which was obviously the older Spider-Man buck that we had before the new retro card came out with more articulation. So that's the one that I'm going to grab, the 6-inch one that I'm going to grab to compare him to. So let me just grab that and bring him on. So this is the Pizza Spider-Man that we've had in a couple of times now, and I've got him into a similar-ish pose. And then more recently we've also had a 3 3/4 inch line launched by Marvel. So if I just grab the 3 3/4 inch Spider-Man, you can see him here. Obviously only got 5 points of articulation, so I can't get him into the same pose. But here they are. Here are the 3 different scales of Marvel Legends Spider-Man: 12-inch, 6-inch and 3 3/4 inch. So as I said, he is a very cool piece. He's not one that I'd rush to get, and if I can pick him up at a decent price, I will definitely add him to the collection. But now that I've had a look at him in hand, I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna focus my attention on some of the other figures first. As I said before, a massive thank you to RDJ Custom Creations for sending him over for me to have a look at. He is a cool Spider-Man. If you are enjoying the 5-minute figure reviews, then please do like, share, subscribe, and all of those things. I've got a couple of the other 12-inch figures to take a look at, so do keep an eye on my channel. And as always, I'll always review the 6-inch Marvel Legends that come out, as well as the 3 3/4 inch as well, because that's a line that I've kind of got into. So, as I said before, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.